Welcome back to Ta-da 3D printing. It's been almost a year since I tried out a clear vase on the Prusa XL. I wanted this low poly vase and I ran it as spiral vase mode, and I tried it multiple different ways, different layer heights. I ended up changing the wall thickness, and no matter what, I still had a leaking vase. So I wanted to try this out again. I love giving flowers to people, but it seems like I can never find a vase that's the right size and color that I want. This particular gift is for Caitlin. This was for her 1-year anniversary as being my assistant. Instead of doing spiral vase mode, I decided that I wanted to run it so that I could have 2 walls. But of course, I don't want this to be a solid object. So I changed the infill density down to 0. And then I change the top shell layers, I take that down to 0 as well. Once I slice this, it's going to be a little under 2 hours to print, still the same size, full scale of what I'd printed before. But I started thinking that I really want to make sure that this is not going to leak. So instead of just doing the default of 3 bottom shell layers, that maybe I need to up that a little bit. So I change it to 10. And with making that little adjustment, it's going to be just a little bit under 2.5 hours. And I wanted to use the Emollient Silk Shiny PLA. We really like this one because it goes from green to black. So I wanted to see how the color would shift in this. Because this is a low poly, I was also curious how the seam would go. I did mess around before when I was doing the clear one with doing an aligned seam, but it was very harsh looking. So I'm hoping that this turns out. Okay, so this turned out really cool. I really like the color shift from the different colors of green to the black. I think that that's a really nice shift. It's not really liney or harsh. And also the weight of this feels a little bit better now that it's not just spiral vase with one single. And the seam looks pretty good. I feel like unless you're really looking for it, it's not super obvious. It's not rough at all, and it does follow along with the low poly. So even the top looks good. There is a little bit of overhang, but I think that's kind of the design of the model. And once you get flowers in there, I don't think that it will bother me at all. So of course it's very important to see if it holds up to water. So I did put water in it and set it on a paper towel to see if there was any leaking. I left this overnight and I did not see even the tiniest bit of a drop or anything absorbed into the paper towel. Okay, and this is how it looks once I've got the flowers in it. I'm so happy to be able to knock out a vase really quickly that's gonna hold up, and then I can do whatever color I want. I can do it on a whim, and it's not gonna be something that's gonna be breakable. They can keep it. Let me know your thoughts. Thanks for watching.